Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to another video on Starseed Academy. Today we're going to be talking about the most requested topic of last week, of maybe all time actually, and that's how to find your Starseed origins. There is so much information that I want to cover today, so let's just dive right in. The first question that I want you to ask yourself involves a lot of self-reflection, so really take this question in. I want you to ask yourself, who are you? Right now, as you are you human? I feel like I can hear a lot of your answers from here, and you're probably saying, well, I'm in a human, and you would be right. The truth is, you're actually animating a human right now, but you are the life within. Now, I like to call this a soul, but if that term doesn't feel right for you, you can also interchange it with spirit or orb of energy. But the truth is that we are these eternal beings within the physical shell that we wear. And I picture a soul as an orb of light or energy, like a condensed electric energy that has its own consciousness, its own awareness, and its own personality. So picture, if you will, that we end this lifetime as the humans that we are right now, and we start up a new lifetime. Let's say we start up a lifetime in the Andromedan galaxy, and we are Andromedan beings. And so here we are sitting across from each other as these Andromedan beings. And I ask you again, who are you? Are you an Andromedan being right now? And again, you would say, well, I'm in an Andromedan being. And I would say, correct, you're animating that Andromedan being, but you are still the soul. So you don't change who you are with each lifetime. Of course, each lifetime adds to the depth of your soul and builds upon your lessons and who you are and enriches your personality. But you are still that same consciousness, that same personality with those same memories intact from every lifetime that you go to. Truly, who you are is in here. And that's the truth. So your past lives are the number one way for you to find out your Starseed origins. You are the most accurate information that you have, because all of your past lives are stored inside of you, the soul, as memories. So if you were looking for your Starseed origins, then you would actually be looking for your past lives, the past lifetimes that you've lived. What kind of beings have you been? What planets have you lived on other than Earth? And so if you were looking for these past lifetimes, where would you find them? You would find them imprinted on your soul, and they would also be recorded in the Akashic Library. So the Akashic Library is a library with a book of every soul that ever existed, and those books continually get added to. It's a library in the etheric realms that we all have the right to visit and read our own stories. There are two ways that you can access your past life memories. You can do a past life regression or an Akashic reading. So you can look up either one of these two ways on YouTube. There are tons of free resources out there for you. However, there are also readers that you can research in your area that do these services for a fee. So you can go to a past life regressionist or an Akashic reader. However, I know that you can also take yourself through these processes on your own. Absolutely you can, as I've done for myself many times. Sometimes I find the past life regressions on YouTube that are guided aren't prompting me with the right questions or leading me in the right ways. However, they might work just fine for you. But I like to do things for myself. And so I will put on some meditative music, go into a safe place where I know that I'm not going to be bothered and I have some time to myself. And I will create a ritualistic environment for myself. I will use some sage, I will use a candle, I will dim the lights, I will have the music going, and then I will lay down so that I'm comfortable and I can easily get into a trance-like state. With some deep breathing to relax, you can then just ask your higher self to dive into your past lives. And it might sound something like this. Higher self, I am now ready to learn about my past lives and to open those ancient memories. please send me a past life that is going to help me reach my highest good. Please help me to see and feel and hear and relive the past life moments of this lifetime that you're sending that are going to be the most helpful to my growth. Please be with me and keep me safe through the process. I am now open for this experience. Thank you. I do want to tell you that I have created a bit of a shortcut or a hack into your past lives. But before I tell you what it is, it comes with a disclaimer. So the disclaimer is that, truthfully, not all of your past lives are going to be lovely and full of light and goodness. Most times, the first lifetimes that come back to you in your memories are the ones that need the most healing. So you'll be sent or given access to the past lifetimes that are sometimes the most painful. And the reason for that is because they need the clearing and the healing the most. And so you're going to be sent those so that you can release that heavy energy, because we're all working towards raising our vibration. And so holding on to these heavy memories and lifetimes and hurts from before are definitely keeping us on a lower vibrational scale. They can add to our depression, anxiety. They can even add to procrastination, listlessness, hopelessness, like a deep sadness that you don't even know where it's coming from. So if you thought you had enough healing to do with just this lifetime, oh, you'd be wrong. There is so much more buried inside of you, but it's beautiful, because we're all about healing as starseeds and lightworkers, and we always start with ourselves first. You help and heal yourself first so that you can help and heal the world. As you raise your vibration, as you learn to love yourself, as you find forgiveness for all of the things that your soul has been through and compassion for all those involved, you raise your vibration to such a degree that it can't help but affect all of the beings and the entire collective consciousness around you. So again, the disclaimer on my past life shortcut is that be prepared that the past lifetimes that come back to you aren't necessarily really fun to go through. Necessary, but maybe not the lighthearted experience that you could have been hoping that this would be, if that makes any sense. And so I'll tell you what the hack is now that we have the disclaimer out of the way. So it's really only for people who are very serious about their healing to be diving into their past lives. You have to be prepared for this stuff. So the hack or the shortcut is this. Your crown chakra is the chakra at the top of your head that accepts and receives information. Your crown chakra receives all of the downloads, right? So that's how the information gets in. Just above your crown chakra is your soul star chakra. What does that contain? Your soul star chakra contains your soul memories, your past lives. And so when you activate your soul star chakra, essentially you're creating a bridge between your crown and your soul star. You're opening the door. And so that's why you want to be sure and ready that that's something that you want to do. My soul star activation is visual and audio, and it's very powerful. I'm going to link it in the description below, and trust that you're going to use it responsibly, and you're going to want to watch it the first time. So watch it with your eyes open and listen the first time all the way through. Then on your second run, you're going to lay down in that safe space where you're not going to be disturbed, and you're going to listen to it with your eyes closed, allowing yourself to get into that meditative trance state. At that point, your past life memories can start to flow from that very moment up until 48 hours later. So if it doesn't come right away, don't be discouraged. It's just that the doorway has just been opened. And so maybe the chakra isn't something that you've been using before. So sometimes it takes a little while for the information to start to flow. But once it does, you can get an entire lifetime's worth of memories all at once. And so I really recommend having a notebook handy over that next 48-hour period. For me personally, I had basically like a dump load of this lifetime that was so painful, and it just kept coming, like I was rewatching the entire thing with visual audio like a movie. And I don't even think I could write it down as it was happening to me. I took it all in, with just tears streaming quietly in my room by myself. And right afterwards, I wrote it all down, like right when it was fresh in my memory, every detail, absolutely every single thing. It doesn't need to be perfect. Maybe it wasn't completely in order, but I just wrote everything down, because then I could go back to it after I had some time to digest the information and reread it all and see exactly what I had been through, the lessons that I had been through and learned, and the hurts that I was still holding on to, and the things in this lifetime that I'm facing now that are probably triggered from that lifetime carried through. You know, like a lot of us have a fear of intimacy and abandonment, and we're afraid to be vulnerable, or we've always got this impending sense of doom or anxiety. All of these kinds of things you can find the original reason for. Inherently, you're also going to receive your past life origins during this time, because you're going to see yourself as that being. You're going to know what planet it was. You're going to have a sense of knowing of who you were and what you went through and like the theme of that lifetime. So again, use your own discretion, but this is the number one way to find your starseed origins. The most accurate information of all is going to come right from the source. The second way to find your starseed origins is through your spirit team and your guides. So here's a little tip that not a lot of people know. Your spirit guides are all going to be from different lifetimes that you've had. So if you have a Pleiadian spirit guide, a Syrian spirit guide, an Arcturian spirit guide, I mean, there's the biggest clues right there. So you've got past lifetimes in all of those realms or planets. Not only does who they are give you a huge hint as to the past lifetimes that you've had and your starseed origins, but you can also ask them these questions. So you can communicate with them. I know I talk about communicating with your team all the time because it's so important. As you build those relationships, as you get to know them as individuals, you get to know their personalities, their names. As you strengthen those bonds, you widen the scope of what you are capable of doing. Your own psychic abilities come online. You experience healing like never before. You receive things like past life memories. You can go with them on adventures in the astral realms as you're sleeping. You can go to council meetings. You can visit the Galactic Federation of Light. You can join them on their missions and they can join you on yours. And you build like a family. Recently, I released a Meet Your Cosmic Family guided meditation. And there is no disclaimer on this guided meditation. It is so loving and gentle, and I really encourage that you try it out. Again, I will link this in the description box below. So this meditation takes you through meeting your higher self, your spirit guides, your cosmic family, and your own personal galactic council. It's so powerful. I've tried it myself, and I've gotten chills every time that I've done it. And it was really something that was channeled from source to me. And so I'm really, really proud that it's helped so many people already. Please go and check it out. So now that we've talked about 2 ways that you can find your own starseed origins, let's talk a little bit about the ways to not do it. So the things that maybe aren't going to work so great. So I know that you've probably seen those quizzes online to help you figure out what kind of starseed that you are. And the truth is that they are overgeneralized in a stereotyping kind of way, because if you're taking a personality quiz, much like you would find in a Cosmo magazine back in the day, like take this personality quiz and see what kind of friend you are or see what kind of lover you are. And then you're supposed to take this starseed personality quiz and see what kind of starseed you are. But the thing is, we've already talked about this. Your personality is attached to your soul. It's not attached to the outward container that you're in and that you're animating at the moment. In fact, when your soul does leave the body that it's in for that lifetime, the body is just organic matter that decomposes. I mean, we all know that, right? So the life and the energy and the consciousness and the memories go with you. And really, this was just a container. Beautiful gift, but just a container to get you through that one lifetime. I just find that these kinds of quizzes really put each kind of starseed into a box. For example, I see a lot where they say like all the Pleiadians are loving and emotional and creative and want to help Earth and humanity. That's not the case. A lot of Pleiadians might be that way, but not all of them are going to be that way. Just as not all Orion beings are these power-hungry souls that are just looking for control. Think about this. How would you describe humans? Because you certainly couldn't put them into a box. Would you say that humans are destructive or that they're creative? Would you say that they're hateful or that they're loving? They're everything. We are everything as souls. We are the entire universe condensed into this beautiful energetic orb, and we carry with us all of our lifetimes. You can't put a species or a star nation into a box. It just doesn't work. Though I will say that those quizzes can be really fun to try out and just see what your results are, but just keep in mind this higher perspective. The last point that I want to make is that if you find out that one of your past lifetimes was as a Pleiadian, are you going to identify with just that one lifetime? Because doesn't that leave the rest of your heritage unclaimed? Do you know that many of us have lived dozens of lifetimes, hundreds of lifetimes, thousands of lifetimes, even hundreds of thousands, even millions? I know it's so hard to fathom, but it's true. We are eternal beings with access to as many lifetimes as we want to experience. And so only identifying with one or two or three is actually a disservice to your true self. We are truly multidimensional beings with an incomprehensible amount of memories and lifetimes and lessons learned. So start digging. Start finding out your past lives and your starseed origins. And I wish you all of the best luck with this. Make sure to comment down below about your experiences searching for your past lives through either past life regressions, through the Akashic records, or through working with your team. I know I would love to hear it. I'm sure we would all love to hear it in this community. So let's share the things that worked for us. Please also remember to listen to your heart and the quiet voice within, because you are so much more than the body you're in. Have a great day. Bye.